Poultry and Avian Health Egg-Sperts. I have a question for you. And I don't know why this has never occurred to me before, but I have an acquaintance, a coworker that I used to work with who recently had Mycoplasma synovae enter their flock, and they had the flock tested. And I'm just curious because I've done some research with it. I've never had any experience with it like firsthand, just from stories. This is actually the second time in like 10 years that I've heard of it entering a flock. But I have a question for those of you that show. How do you manage that? And I'm curious, obviously, for my own knowledge, because my children at some point are going to be of the age that they may want to show poultry, but also from like the educational aspect. If I have students that are interested in showing poultry, how do you navigate that? Because to my understanding, it's very transmissible, and if you get it, you can't eradicate it from your flock. And if you're showing birds and taking them to shows and it's not something that's tested for the NPIP AI plan, what do you do? Do you just like ignore that it exists? Because if you're at a show, it could easily be transmitted to higher quality show stock. And I'm just curious about that. I just want to know, because some people, I've looked up a lot of videos, I've done a lot of research on it since this person, the second person, had issues with it. And I'm just really curious of how others navigate it. And I don't know. We don't have a lot of exotic vets around here. The vets that I have that come to my farm are for the sheep and the cows. I've never had them see chickens because it's pretty well known that even the farm vets are not exotic vets. So they typically won't see avians. But I'm just curious if you have experience with Mycoplasma synovae specifically, because she had her birds tested and that's what it was. Could you share your experience? I'm really intrigued with this. I also saw that there may be a vaccine that could help prevent it in flocks, but does it prevent that specific type of mycoplasma? Because there's two types, from my understanding, that get infected in poultry or infect poultry. And then the zoonotic nature of it, if you have it, can it also be spread to humans? Which I've heard of that happening. The first case that I've ever heard of that happening, it did. The teenager ended up getting it. So share your experiences. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.